Hey everybody, welcome back to Fyr's Frontier. And as you can see down below, I've done a little bit of work on this farm area since the last episode. If we go ahead and head on down here, you can see all of these crop fields are now in play. We have the wheat over here that I've been growing up a little bit, adding the few pathway blocks or the few pathway things here as well. We've added some of those in. And you can also see I did decide to go with the stone wall. It was pretty lopsided. It was pretty evident what you guys wanted from the poll and from the comment section in terms of the borders in between these crop fields. So I decided to go with the stone here and the stone there and the stone there. I'll be modifying it as we go along. I want to add some mossy variants to it as well, but I actually quite like how this is turning out. I think it's going to be a really, really nice feature to this area. And once we add in some... I walked right past that creeper, holy moly. Once we get like other parts of this pathway in and we get more crop fields in, it's going to look even better, I think. So that should be pretty good. And let's go check our chicken farm as well since we're over here. I think it would be pretty cool to see... It's not very efficient at all. We need more eggs. We need more chickens up there. So that'll be a task I have to do in between episodes, just whenever I can. But ladies and gentlemen, the goal of today's episode will be, as you can see right here, we have some trees around here, and I think it's about time we start doing some WhiteFyr custom trees. Now, these aren't the best custom trees in the world, but I've been meaning to do some in this world, and I figured I would go along with you guys. I'll show you guys my process for building custom trees. Like I said, I'm not the best. I'm no good times with Scar or anything like that, but I do have a little bit of experience with custom trees, and I think it'd be really cool to add some of those to this farming area. So guys, let me get some things together, get ready to build some custom trees, and I'll be back to start off today's episode in just a moment. I got a few blocks together. I have some oak wood on me, and we have a little bit still in an ender chest somewhere. I also have a few spruce slabs. I didn't realize we don't have any spruce saplings, so I'm gonna have to go grab some at some point because we definitely need those moving forward because they work really well for custom trees. But we're gonna start, I think, over here somewhere because these are a little bit difficult to work with. Actually, we'll start at this one, and I'll show you guys how I do custom trees. But while we do this, since custom tree making itself isn't all that interesting, I mean, some of the things I do are kind of interesting, but in general, first off, why did I do that? Second off, it's not very interesting in general. So I figured I would have a topic to talk about today, and the topic I have for today is actually kind of a serious one. It's about regret. And for those who may be new around here, sometimes I do these talky episodes. Usually it's because I have something on my mind at the time that I kind of want to talk about and get you guys' opinion on, or just get people thinking about things, because I'm very much like that in real life. I like to think. I like when people think and discuss things and have debates and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to have a nice little topic for today that is about regret. So the reason I'm bringing up this topic is because about, I guess, a few weeks ago now, for those who don't know, I'm a college student. I'm currently on summer break when I'm recording this. I study computer engineering. I go to a fairly good school, I would say, and I did very well in high school, and I was fortunate enough to get into the high school, the one college that I actually applied for. The one college I applied for, I was fortunate enough to get into, which is a pretty crazy thing to think about now. But one of the things I found myself doing when I finished my sophomore year, because I was a sophomore this past year, on the way home, I was thinking about all the different things I would do over the summer and all the opportunities I've sort of missed over the years, not taking this YouTube thing all that seriously. I mean, I've taken it somewhat seriously. I haven't completely slacked off, but I could have done a lot better. Looking back on things, I definitely could have done a lot better with my time and what I chose to do with my life and stuff like that. And it got me thinking when I was heading home, because obviously I'm basically doing this thing full time over the summer. I don't have a job or anything like that this summer. Last summer I did. This summer I decided against it because I hated my job last summer. So I don't mind taking it easy this summer. But it got me thinking about old times, old times on this YouTube channel when I would upload more frequently. As I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen, I'm not the most frequent uploader of content, unfortunately. I wish that was better, but there's a number of reasons why it isn't, and I'll probably get into that a little bit later on today. This tree is not turning out very well. This tree is not turning out very well at all. It's because of these leaves. It's because of this trunk. I usually go for like a 3x3 trunk, but this might have to be a little bit higher because I don't think this is gonna turn out the way I want it to otherwise. And we'll redo all those crops at some point, so don't even worry about that, guys. We will get to that. Yeah, this thing needs to go further into the ground. That is not a great custom tree. We'll get there. If I have to, I'll fix it off camera. But I was thinking about things when I was coming home from college, and I was realizing all the missed opportunities I've had over the years. I like to have a lot of fun, obviously. Everyone likes to have a lot of fun. So I've spent a lot of time over the years, throughout high school, throughout the summers and stuff, having a good bit of fun, I would say, over the summer and hanging out with friends and, doing teenage things as teenagers do. But even with that, I realized I had a lot more time to work on YouTube and to record stuff and have fun on YouTube than I had originally thought I would have had. And over the years, I realized that I really didn't take advantage of the opportunities that were presented to me. For instance, a lot of you guys may even be watching this series after finding one of my White's World videos or one of my survival experience videos. Those were two old single player series that I used to do. Pretty cool stuff, actually. I think we're actually good on this one. We still need spruce wood, so I'll come back and detail that, and leaves as well. You guys may have found me from those videos. A lot of you guys probably actually did. And when those series were being uploaded, my YouTube channel was really doing, really well. There were lots and lots of new people come to the channel. It was really awesome to see. And then as YouTube became less a part of my life, those aspects that the YouTube channel suffered because of it. I didn't put nearly as much time into it as I definitely should have. And the YouTube channel definitely suffered because of it. A lot of people, there was a time where I actually quit YouTube, for those who don't know. And so, unfortunately, a lot of people left. Not unfortunately, I told them to leave. So obviously they left. But I think back to those times and I regret a lot of those decisions that I made. Because I originally quit YouTube because I didn't think I was going to have any time in college, really, to work on it. Now looking back on it, I definitely had time. I definitely had time to work on YouTube videos. But I didn't think I would at the time, so I ended up quitting and all that. Which like I said, I realized it was now not a good decision on my part. Not at all. And I wish I could go back and redo that, but obviously we can't. This is what happens. We can't do that. So I've been making steady strides to try and improve my life and try to make better decisions moving forward. Obviously, I was younger then. I'm still fairly young. I'm only 19, so it's not like I'm that old to begin with. But I've been making a lot of strides, and a lot of this because of the people I watch nowadays. I've grown up with a lot of YouTubers, so I've been making better decisions. But I still look back and think about all the things that I regret, all the things about this YouTube channel and about the series that I've done that I really do regret. I regret, stopping White's World. I regret changing series so much, all these different single player series that I have. As much as I love this world and I love this spawn, I really wish I'd stuck with White's World for a lot longer. And I really wish I would have stuck with Survival Experience for a lot longer than I did. I didn't really prioritize those series the way I should have. And it shows. It shows in the content. I really didn't do a good job with those series. I don't feel like. They weren't very long series. I mean, they were probably, I think White's World was about 20 episodes. Survival Experience was actually like 21, I believe. It's already shorter than this series. This series was. This series is, I should say. So, those are just things I've been thinking about. I'm sure you guys have had instances in your life where you've had regrets or things you kind of wish you could go back on and redo. Obviously, you can't. We don't live in a timeline where you can go back and redo things. We don't have time machines. But I've been trying to learn from those things. I've been trying to learn from those experiences. I had a Patreon at one point as well. For those who don't know, that was a majorly bad decision. As much as a Patreon is cool and all that, I am not well equipped to run a Patreon. It was a dumb move. I still don't really understand why I did it fully, but it should not have happened. It really should not have happened. I appreciate those who did pledge back then, but I did not do a very good job with it, and I apologize to those who did suffer with me with that. I was not a very good YouTuber then, or a very good Patreon person back then. So I kind of wish I could go back and redo some of that stuff as well. But ultimately, like I said, I've been trying to learn from it. I've been trying to learn that no matter how many times I mess up, life still goes on. I mean, obviously there are certain things you do in life where if you mess up, that's it, game over. But for the most part, a lot of these mistakes that I've made, you know, with my YouTube channel or with other parts of my life are things that, you know, they suck and I hate them. But at the end of the day, they're not, you know, game breaking. I can still come back from them. I can still, you know, I'm still kicking. I'm still doing things that I enjoy. It's not incredibly detrimental to my life. And so learning from those mistakes and moving forward, knowing that I really can't make those same mistakes again if I want to become a better person and do better in life. So it's something that I've really been trying to work on ever since I've come back from YouTube. To be honest, I've been come back from college. I've been a lot more consistent than I thought I would be. To be honest, I thought I would have totally been completely inconsistent by now, which I haven't yet. I've missed a few streams and missed a few videos as you guys have seen, but I haven't been totally inconsistent yet, which I'm actually surprised by. I was fully expecting that that would not be a thing anymore. So I'm pretty proud of myself for doing that. I'm trying not to regret this summer. I'm trying not to regret the opportunities that have presented themselves thus far in my life and as of recently. And I encourage you guys to do the same thing. I know it's difficult. I know it's very, very difficult to look at certain opportunities and say, well, so-and-so has better opportunities, or, oh, I messed up on this. How could I do that? But I really, really encourage you guys to look at life more as a set of experiences that you learn from than it's just a set of mistakes. That's what I've been trying to do, and I really encourage you guys to attempt the same thing. What was that noise? But these are coming along pretty well. The trunk is a lot wider than I expected, but these are what I call WhiteFyr custom trees. Essentially, they're not the best custom trees, but what I do is I basically make a 3x3 trunk to start off with, and I sort of expand it from there. So you can see this one's actually more like a 5x5 with things sticking out of it. This one over here, and the issue with these trees is that I cut down trees around it, as you can see. So like some of these leaves need to go so I can actually place leaves correctly. But I try to make these nice little trunks right here, and it's turning out all right. I think there are some areas here that really need some work, like need a lot of love and a lot of work. But I'm trying. We'll do something like that. We'll use the bark blocks as well. Those will be super useful. And we'll get there. It just takes a lot of practice. I've been getting better at custom trees. These, like I said, are my style of custom trees. They're not completely custom. You know, they're not Jersey Boy style custom trees. They are WhiteFyr, which is basically I take the big oak trees and I make them custom. So, or as custom as I can, because I'm not very good at custom trees. Like I said earlier, I'm no good times with Scar. I'm no Jersey Boy. You know, I'm not great with these types of trees, and so I've been trying to get better, but I can always do a lot better. Yeah, this tree is abysmal. It's mainly because this tree needs a lot of leaves on this side, which I'm sure we'll get to. I like the trunk though. It's a very thick trunk, but it's a fairly nice trunk. I like it. I like it a lot. I think I like that tree the best so far though. Maybe because it's shorter. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can go find myself some spruce wood. Usually what I do with these trees is I add a little bit of some slabbage. I add some fences, add some stairs, all with spruce wood. I know spruce wood we don't normally find around here, but jungle wood and oak wood really don't work that well with these. I found spruce wood to be the best. It blends in the most with the bark there. So I'm gonna go ahead, guys, and find myself some more slabs and stairs. Let me know what you think of the topic down below in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think of these sort of topics as well. It's kind of a more serious topic than I'm used to doing. But I like doing serious topics. I'm a fairly serious person in general, so I enjoy talking about more serious things. But anyways, guys, let me go ahead and find myself some spruce trees and get some spruce saplings and all that stuff. And I'll bring you guys back, hopefully with a few updates about the custom trees. You know, I'm sitting back now and I'm wondering why I didn't just tear these trees down and grow new big ones. That probably would have been easier. Looking at how these leaves are, we have a lot of leaf shaping that's going to have to be done. But it does give us an opportunity to do some leaf shaping, so, or do some extra leaf shaping, I guess you could say. So what I'm doing now, guys, I'm just placing some slabs and stairs around here. We're going to put a stair like that, I think. This is what I usually do. Oh, we're going to replace this with a bark block, or the oak wood. I guess it's just regular oak wood instead of oak log or whatever. I try to do this whenever I end up doing some custom trees because it looks a lot better if you do things like that. Adding those blocks, I think, looks really cool. Like, that looks ugly to me. That looks a lot better to me, more like an actual tree. So, you know, I'm no master, like I've said probably a billion times at this point, but I know a thing or two, or three, possibly three. This is kind of extending onto the pathway now as well. I actually think I like that. I think that's pretty dang cool. I like that. Let's see if we add a few more of these slabs just like that. Game, okay. I'm pretty sure it was just lag. There's been a lot of single player lag in 1.14, and even with Optifine, which I'm actually using Optifine version, I guess F1 pre-6 or whatever. It's a preview version of Optifine. It's not the official. Well, it is an official version, just not the official final version of it. But I wish that was out, but it's not. They're working on it, so give them some time. It'll be out. It just takes a little bit of time. Already looks better. I like it. Got to remove some of these leaves. I did actually grab some leaves. We can do some leaves on camera, and I'll show you guys how I do this. I'm still debating how I actually want to do the tree, because in the past I've done trees where I have like leaves hanging off, like not just a flat area. I actually have leaves hanging off of the branches and stuff. Hello? Where did you come from? Okay, hopefully a creeper doesn't creep up on us as well while we're doing this. That'd be really bad. I've had that happen before. That's not a fun time. Not at all. I do have some leaves though, so we can go ahead and place some of these. So typically what I do is I try to fill in these areas first. Try to fill in down below as well. Sort of shape it on the sides, kind of like that. I'm not great at it, but I do try to do something like that. Give it a nice little shape. Maybe add a little bit of leaves right there. A few leaves like that. Leaves down the sides here, perhaps. Maybe actually we need some scaffolding, do we? We can just use some spruce logs. That'll work. Kind of pillar up from here. Then I usually go to the top. I go to the top up here and I start filling this in. So I fill it up into there. Give it a nice little poofy top up here. Give it more of a, like I said, more of a poofy round shape sort of thing. I don't know if that's really how you're supposed to do these things, but that's how I've typically done it, and you know, it works out all right. It's not the best, but you know, it works out. You do something like that, something like that. That's beautiful. That's, you know, it's stellar. It's absolutely beautiful. It's not. We're gonna get there. I'll have to replant some of these crops as well. We'll get to that at some point. But already that looks better. Now, moving from there, we head up to the tree. We fill in all of this. Fill in the sides. That's what is needed next. Probably something like that. Okay, I dig it. I dig it. If we did that. If we did that. Now that is perfection. Not really. What does that do? Yeah, it's a little flat on the side now, which is why I said we probably want to add. Actually, what if we took out some leaves in the middle like that? Because that would be a little more accurate, I feel like. Took out some leaves like that. We'll have to replant all this. So I'm just going to trample all the crops for now. My potatoes, no, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Fill in this side as well. And to fill in the interior, like, is that actually, it's not. Oh, it has a fence in there. That's what it has. Okay, that's why I was missing something. Good. So the other thing, like I was saying, usually have some like leaves and stuff hanging off of it. I'll do stuff like this. Typically, maybe I'll take that out. Have like some leaves hanging off from there. Or like that, perhaps. Maybe closer to like that. I don't like that. That's not bad. I'll do things like maybe add a few leaves hanging off like that. You know, just some random bits like that. Yeah, a few leaves hanging off like that. Just very, very simple, very short leaves, usually two or three leaves long sort of thing. Maybe have one hanging down from there like that. Maybe have one extending off from, if I can get up here. Maybe have one extending off from this side. So doing something like that maybe. Grab these. How does that look? It's not bad. It sort of looks like it's attached, but not really. It's basically attached. It's attached enough. It is attached enough. Yeah, something very, very simple like that. So if we take a step back, it just adds a little bit of depth to the place. I don't know if I like this side, but if we kind of go around to this side, perhaps, I think it'll look a little bit better. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. It's not great. It really is not great, but it adds a little bit, like I said, depth to the area and or to the tree, to the leaves. It makes things a lot more pleasurable to the eye, if that's even a word. Yeah, I like it from the top a lot more. It's very, very cool from the top. So yeah, that's basically how I make custom trees. It's not great. It's not a fantastic way of making custom trees. It's not the best way. I would say any way that Good Times with Scar or Jermsy Boy does it is far superior to how I do it. But the point is, it adds some customization to the world that you may not ordinarily get. And I think that that's really, really cool. Even if you're not the best custom tree builder, I would always recommend at least trying to do some custom trees. Because more than likely, you know, most people are doing a YouTube series like this. They're not going to have, you know, a few eyes, maybe like 10, 20, 100, whatever, however many eyes are actually going to see these custom trees. Like most people aren't going to have that many eyes on their builds. So even something that you like, that you think, hello? Even something that you like, that you think adds a little bit more custom, something a little more unique to your world, I always recommend adding some custom trees. Like I said, even if you're just a beginner and like me, and you haven't, you know, don't have a lot of experience and really just are not that good at it, it's still a very cool thing to add to your world. But guys, I think I'm going to work on a few of these trees off camera and see where I can get with these trees. I very much am digging the way that this is looking in the context of this area. So I'm going to go ahead, guys, get some of these things put into place. And I will see you all with an update on these custom trees in just a moment. You know what? I'm just going to stop after one. This tree is not turning out the way I want it to. It's all right, but it needs more leaves, needs more love. And I don't even want to try that tree. That tree is going to be a disaster whenever I go to do that one. I might even just tear it down and try to make a new one. This side on this tree is not terrible, but it needs a lot more leaves. And I really don't have that many leaves, to be honest. This side of the tree is probably the best side, I would say. It's probably the best side. It's kind of diagonal. Not too bad, though. But yeah, we got these custom trees going along here. I like it. I like it quite a bit. It looks great next to this stone bit right here. Once we get some, I'm thinking over here, because I think I laid it out. On this side, we're going to have another stone wall coming down here that ends right at this pathway. And then we're going to have all this with beetroot, I think, because we don't really have any beetroot anywhere. And I could actually use that. I know you could trade beetroot with villagers, so it'd be a pretty cool crop to have, not only to harvest and how it would look, but I also would love to have it for villager trading. It'd be freaking fantastic. This tree is definitely still better, though. But anyways, guys, I think I'm going to wrap things up there for today. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. We do have one last thing. Of course, we have our comment for today. And speaking of the stone border, this comment is from NoshQF, who said, I personally don't like either of them. The one in the right is too simple, and the one on the left is too much. Maybe you could make a stone wall that isn't taller than 1.5 blocks tall. I think it'd be pretty cool. Good video, as always. Speaking of that, the poll from last episode, I think I mentioned it at the beginning of the episode. If I did not, the poll was unanimous for the stone, and I definitely agree with that choice. As far as 1.5 blocks tall, it kind of is. Well, actually, no, this is 2.5. I like how big the stone wall is. That way I can't really see over it, to be honest. I mean, I can sort of climb up there, but I kind of like the fact that I can't see over it. So thank you for the comment. I don't know if I necessarily want to make this any shorter. Otherwise, it's not really much of a wall necessarily. So I thought this was a really cool comment though, because it shows that there's a lot of different things you can do with this, right? So I like this, but in your guys' worlds, maybe you could do a 1.5 high wall and it would look better, worse, the same. I don't really know. There's a lot of different things you can do with these walls, which is kind of why I like these stone walls. If I didn't mention last episode, I saw this originally with Fwip. I think he does this in his world. If you guys know who Fwip is, I'm sure a lot of you guys do. He's been blowing up. He's doing amazing things here on YouTube. He's a fantastic builder. I originally saw something similar to this with him, and I was like, it'd be a cool idea to have something like that in this world. So I tried it out, and boom, we have that. Still though, thank you guys so much for all the comments on the last episode. Thank you guys for sticking around in this series, enjoying the videos. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the videos. I am still having a lot of fun with single player. Single player, I don't think I've mentioned this before, but single player is my preferred method for playing this game. Specifically because I get to have the most control over the world. You know, with servers, there's resets and you don't necessarily have full control over a world necessarily to do what you want to do. But in single player, I can do whatever I want, however I want, in whatever way I want. It's pretty darn awesome. So I'm a huge fan of single player just in general. I'm a little bit biased, of course, but single player is pretty darn awesome. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap things up for today. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of Fyrs Frontier. If you did enjoy the video, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new and or not already subscribed. Anyways, guys, take care, and I'll see you later. Thunder, could you go away, please? Thank you.